Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. This week seems to be moving quickly as the stories of Abigail and Fiona draw to an end and their secrets are revealed. It appears that Days of Our Lives is preparing for a major makeover when you take into account Gabby and Stefan's failing marriage. If only that meant the demise of the body and soul, then better divided. Since they're breaking up, I must admit that I haven't liked Stabby as much as I used to. Before Gabby's prison term, they were in a power and money at any cost attitude, which got to me. Additionally, I thought that their relationship was weakened by their ongoing anticipation of Stefan and Ava's secret being revealed after Gabby returned. In addition, Killer Connie's machinations continuously diverted our attention. But seeing them dissolve their union against neither of their desires because they are both petty and unyielding? Go ahead and bring it. That heartfelt farewell at the DiMera estate, even though it was obvious neither of them wanted to, was so full of feeling. The way Sherry Jimenez portrayed Gabby, reaching out to touch Stefan's face before taking his hand in farewell, was simply amazing in capturing her mixed emotions. However, part of this is also the maturity with which they are addressing their immaturity. Gabby told Stefan that two people who sincerely love each other don't act in such a way as to fervently wish to hurt someone for hurting you. Gabby showed a remarkable level of self-awareness in this conversation. She's not incorrect, but it's clear that things are difficult for them. Even though this is a belated emotional outburst for them, I wouldn't be shocked if they give in. However, I also wouldn't be disappointed if the divorce proceeds. Considering that Gabby and EJ could both genuinely work. To see how things work out, I'd be interested in doing more of a test run with them together. 2 fake outs? The Chabby wedding appears to be taking place next week, but with Holly, JJ, and Steve all on the case, whoa, she actually ran across Abigail in one of the biggest cities on earth. It remains to be seen if the case comes to an end without a major revelation. The teasers for next week give the impression that Abigail is going to face some consequences. However, all of that is just boilerplate information. Falls facing each other, Abigail and Chad are just inches apart. She looks downcast for a moment. Another theory about faux Abigail. I discussed last week how perplexing this whole situation is. Since Abigail had plastic surgery, her younger siblings didn't know who she was, but they've also never mentioned a sister, so there must be a reason why the story is so confusing. What if there is still another revelation? We are unaware of the circumstances leading up to Abigail's plastic surgery. With plastic surgery and amnesia, she may actually be Abigail, but Clyde has convinced her that she is Mark's sister. Perhaps their sibling died in the vehicle accident that involved their parents. After kidnapping the mother, Clyde pretended to be Abigail's death, erased her memories, gave her amnesia, and returned her to Mark. Why else would she make a complete facial change? If she was only going to use plastic surgery to create the appearance of Abigail, there would be no reason for her to look any different from how she did when she was the sister of the Greens. Regardless, Chad wouldn't recognize her appearance. Mark is in the park staring thoughtfully at the false Abigail. It's possible that Mark never really needed to submit fictitious DNA results, he simply did it in the hopes that there wouldn't be a match. I'm only attempting to determine whether there's a real explanation for this extreme confusion or large narrative holes. End of game. But Abigail won't be the only one if she is revealed to be a liar next week. Because Eric caused Fiona's lies to suddenly unravel. Yes, Eric is correct. Sarah didn't feel pain either when she remembered Fiona's face, but Eric was the reason behind that. As I said last week, Drake Hodgson's illness probably prevented him from playing John, who would have dug for the truth, thus this was probably a last-minute adjustment. Even though it's devastating, I appreciate Eric looking into this. He has this go-getter quality that I enjoy when he's not acting like a flake or a downer. Perhaps he could pursue a career as an investigative photojournalist, solving more mysteries and crimes? Is that anything that exists? A position Fiona is seated at a table in small bar and is conversing with Eric. But does that imply Fiona's story is over if the truth is revealed? Prisoner, let's face it, Xander might commit a terrible act. He was merely threatening a child. She shouldn't be leaving. Furthermore, I would be dishonest if I claimed I didn't wonder how she would compare to Kristen. We witnessed Rachel's mother's quick and envious reaction when she saw Fiona speaking with Brady at the SPD. Fiona is no shrinking violet. Oh my god, those threats to Sophia were serious, and it would be a lot of fun to put those two up against one another. However, I would be extremely concerned about Brady's judgment if he even considered hooking up with Xander's mother once more in the wake of everything. Brady, I know, but still. Man, keep your distance from her for your own sake, not ours. One aspect of the Fiona and Abigail plot that interests me is how almost everyone in the town will be impacted in one way or another between the two stories. These are connected to the Bradys, Caracases, DeMaros, and Hortons. Maybe not the people from Body and Soul, though. However, I think they're almost over, and then things will settle down for the 15,000th episode, which will focus on bidding adieu to Doug and Bill Hayes at the start of November. There have been far too many false reports of their deaths. Kelly Moneymaker wanted everyone to understand that point crystal clear this past week. In case you missed it, Moneymaker has been wed to Peter Reckell from Days of Our Lives since 1998. Since then, the couple has been content with one another, and they have a daughter named Loden who will turn 17 this year. However, that hasn't stopped some from slandering Reckell's reputation, particularly when it comes to those who try to con his followers by posing as him. Many actors have been having trouble with that lately on social media, but often they're not attempting to break up relationships. Instead, they're trying to steal money from gullible people. Moneymaker shared a picture of herself and her husband after a date night on Instagram earlier this week. Moneymaker wrote, "Even after the People.com piece, people are still persuaded that Peter and I are no longer together because of his imposters. So, this is a photo of us today evening, October 7th, 2024, heading out the door for date night. Isn't it absurd to have to declare your continued marriage to someone? Indeed. However, that is not the happy couple's fault. The unfortunate situation of social media these days, however, seems to be reflected in the abundance of imposters and people who seek to take advantage of admirers. A few years ago, Moneymaker wrote a post commemorating more than 25 years of marriage. She included a picture from their nuptials, showing her and Reckell looking just as happy 24 years later. She cried, "Happy anniversary, Peter. What an amazing and crazy adventure it has been." And as of right now, we can be certain that Reckell and Moneymaker are still going on dates and are still incredibly in love. How about Beau and Hope had an equally happy ending? Reckell and Christian Alfonso coming back is something we might actually receive in the upcoming year. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.